Hey guys, welcome back. The title of this video is going to be 3 reasons I made $500K with FinFluencer Jeremy Lefebvre. Now, I first want to start this video off by saying thank you to my existing subscribers and viewers, and welcome to the new subscribers and viewers out there. You know, I finally had a video go viral on how I lost $28,000 with FinFluencer Jeremy Lefebvre. So I figured I'd keep the momentum going and try to get some additional traction so I can get out, my message to people, right? So new viewers can come to the community. So anyways, before I start with those 3 reasons I made $500K, let's talk about that previous video where I lost $28,000. Now, I got a lot of great comments, a lot of good feedback, a lot of criticism, so on and so forth. I was doing a little bit of rambling too. I kind of like to free flow on my videos, but that's what it is. That's who I am, and I'm probably going to continue to walk. I hope you guys like that. But let me know in the comments below if you guys like my videos walking or kind of standing still. Let me know. But it was interesting. Before I get started into those 3 reasons, some of the comments were like saying that I had clickbait on that video. And there was no clickbait about that. I simply was conveying my thoughts about how I felt about Jeremy Lefebvre. And I think a lot of people assumed, not having enough context around my channel, that I would have hated him for that loss, right? And that's a video I've got coming up about context. It matters. It matters a lot in this world, and not a lot of people take advantage of context, So that was an interesting learning from that video. So let me get into another thing I want to talk about too, about Jeremy Lefebvre. I didn't name this channel It's a Wealthy Life with Jeremy Lefebvre. Not at all, right? But he was a big reason why I got into YouTube in the first place, right? He was an influencer. I was passionate about the stock market, and I found him, right? I was fortunate to find him. And that's the reason why I watched YouTube a lot. I watched his channel like crazy, okay? So I feel like it's probably appropriate for me to do just a second video about him and take advantage of the momentum and so on and so forth. So that's why I'm doing another video about it. Why not, right? So yeah, the 3 reasons why I made $500K with him. 1, positioning. I was positioned to make the move, okay? 2, conviction. Jeremy sold me on this company, right? So he built up my conviction on this company. And 3, luck. There's a lot of luck sometimes. And maybe that kind of goes with timing too. Luck and timing, that's probably the 3rd reason why I made $500K, okay? Now, I'll go into my story. I've talked about it in a previous video, but I'll go through it again since I've got a lot of new subscribers and viewers, okay? So in my 20s, I surrounded myself with a smart person at my work. And he told me, dude, save 6% in your 401k. Do it. And that's what I did. I saved 6% in my 401k all through my 20s. Okay. And during that time, I had made a couple of moves. I had positioned myself. I had quit a few jobs, moved that 401k to the next 401k and an IRA. Okay. That's an important part to the story. When I left my first job at Pfizer, I moved that 401k into an IRA. And then the second job I had, which I opened up a 401k, when I quit that one, I moved that money into the same IRA. Now, why is that important? Because now I was able to position my trades, okay? I was able to buy individual stocks. When you're in a 401k, you have no choice pretty much. You got like 5 or 10 mutual funds, and they're pretty much all the same, okay? It's the S&P 500, all right? Maybe there's some mid caps, small caps, large caps, whatever, right? But now I was able to position myself. I had saved 6%. I think I had around $70,000 when I left my previous corporate job and did a startup, okay? But that 70K, I tried to grow, right? I had bought some Apple and a few other stocks, mutual funds, and I had also bought Google, all right? And Google had grown for me a couple times. It had split, became Alphabet, so on and so forth. And I think I made around $40,000 on Google alone, all right? I think I had invested 40K into it and I had made 40 grand. Or I invested 20K and made 40 grand. So it was a good little 2X, 3X, something like that. But I had sold Google in 2018. And in 2018, Robinhood had come out, right? And I had been also saving money in an after-tax savings account. And when Robinhood came out, I decided, oh, I'm going to put some money in there and try short-term trading out. I wanted to try day trading, okay? And the first stock I did this with was JCPenney, right? In an after-tax account in Robinhood, I had just tried to day trade JCPenney. It was like a penny stock, you know, it's going bankrupt kind of thing. And just tried to learn the mechanics and all that. And so I've been doing that for a little bit on Robinhood, you know, making 20 bucks here, 10 bucks here, whatever. But I had sold Google in my IRA for about 40 grand. So I was sitting on cash for a while. I was trying to figure out my next move. Positioning, right? Positioning is super important. And taking your time to figure out your next move is extremely important, okay? So as I was doing this trading in Robinhood, I stumbled on Jeremy Lefebvre. I was trying to learn the stock market, right? And what did I learn from him? He was on he had his whiteboard behind him, and he was talking about PE ratios and forward PEs and market caps and valuation and growth rates, things like that. He taught these things. He not only, you know, had stock picks and all that, but he had all this good information, right? You know, there's a lot of people who hate on Jeremy Lefebvre because they lost money and all that. But honestly, he gives education. He gives information about the stock market. You know, listening to conference calls, reading, you know, the financial documents, things like that. So anyways, he got busy on Tesla. Now, I was day trading Tesla a little bit, but I didn't know much about the company, you know. It was a very volatile stock. I knew that was the case. But I had heard about Tesla. You know, I knew it was an EV company. But Jeremy sold me on the second reason why I made 500K. I got conviction from his information. He sold me on all the fundamentals about this company, where he saw the growth rates of EVs and energy and things like that. All the things that you need to make $500,000, okay? You need to have conviction to be able to do that, all right? Why is that? Well, after you take a position, guess what? That stock can go against you. It can go against you fast. Usually, the first thing that happens when you buy a stock, it's going to go down. It's probably going to go down 10%. You better be ready for that, to be honest. When I bought Tesla at like $240 a share, and that was on the dip, all right? It was going from $300 all the way down to, I think it was $247, yeah. I bought it at $247 all in one buy, $20,000. Now, I don't recommend that, by the way. You know, nibble when you take a position, right? Buy little bits at a time, okay? But anyway, so I did that. I didn't buy any more than that. And the stock went all the way down to $190 or $180, right? This was pre-split. This was like, I think my position is now at $16 a share. So this might have been like $10 a share went down to, right? So I was down like $8,000, $9,000. But you know what? I didn't sell the position because I had conviction. I didn't sell and go complain and comment on Jeremy's channel because he sold me on conviction. So I held, and they had like 2 more bad earnings, and then it went flying up to the moon, right? You know, past $2,000, $3,000, something like that, right? But before that, right, we had the pandemic. And that stock went all the way from $900 all the way back down to $300. And I still didn't sell, right? I could have sold. I still was in the profit at that point. I could have sold then, but I held, right? I held because he had sold me on long-term conviction on this name. And even the stock I lost 28K, I had a long-term outlook. I never sold it. Even when it went bankrupt, I waited for a while. I was hoping that they would get bailed out, right? Because he sold me on conviction, all right? On Tesla especially. Now that stock I lost money on, I didn't have as much conviction. I probably should have sold it earlier, but you know, hey, you live and you learn, right? So that's the second reason, you know, conviction. Now, the third is luck. You know, sometimes you get lucky in this world. I got lucky. I was lucky to have the people tell me to save 6% in the first place, right? I wouldn't have had that money, $20,000 sitting around, all right? I had saved up all that money, right? A little bit of luck there. It was lucky I sold Google. I had saw the stock of Google. It was just like flat for like 2 or 3 years. And I was like, you know what? I'm kind of done with Google. So I sold it. I didn't have a lot of conviction in it. And so I had cash on the sideline. I got lucky there, right? And then I got lucky with Robinhood showing up, and I started to trade and learn about the stock market. I got lucky there, right? There's a little bit of luck in this game, and there's luck in the world too, right? So those are my 3 reasons why I made 500K with Jeremy Lefebvre. And you know, you guys can take a look at my previous videos on why I'm holding that $500,000 position in Tesla. It's a crazy bet, you know, no doubt. But you know what? I want to be a multimillionaire. And he's sold me on the conviction on that company. I'm going to keep it going. Now, there's a lot of other people out there that have sold me even further than him. To be honest, Jeremy's been right about, he was bearish on Tesla when it went up to like, you know, $3,000 a share. He said it was probably going to drop and go sideways. He was right. And he was also right when he's told people to buy it at $101. Where's it at now? It's at 400, right? He's very good at judging these companies' growth rates and everything. And he's honest about it. He's not BSing people about, oh, Tesla's going to $20 trillion. He's not. He's being reasonable, honestly. He doesn't talk about that enough. He should. All right. Now, this channel is not about him. You know, I'm just doing a second video, you know, to ride on that momentum. And that's a thing, too. I got another video coming out. The trend is your friend until the end. Okay. So I'm going to take this trend and run with it. So anyways, I'm really happy you guys joined me, and hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Let me know in the comments below if you like the content, what you want me to talk about. And let me know too if you guys like my walks, or if you like me kind of standing here, you know. I got a couple comments, you know, saying it was kind of hard to watch the video. But anyways, you guys, thank you for coming. And if you could, take a look at my previous video. And thanks everyone. Have a great day. Bye.